Recognizing the member for Nelson Creston.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This week, New Democrats put forward new ideas to advance local food in BC because we know that people in this province care about their local food economy. In contrast, the minister responsible for core review, the minister responsible for the Liberals' attack on the Agricultural Land Reserve, had this to say: "I get a kick out of the 100-mile diet, except where I live, you'd have to eat hay." Now, Madam Speaker, I know the minister has been to Creston. I've seen him there. We even have a mutual friend in the chair of the regional district. So he should know that there is much more than hay growing within 50 miles of his house. There are apples, there are cherries, strawberries, potatoes, carrots, lettuce and peas, pork, poultry and beef, wheat, barley, oats, and Madam Speaker, they all grow on prime agricultural ALR land. And I gotta say this, surely the minister has heard of kokanee beer because that's brewed in Creston too, Madam Speaker. To the minister for core review. How could he know so little about all that the ALR is producing in his own backyard?
Minister of Energy Mines.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, and it's a pleasure to respond to the question. Thank the member for the question. She's mostly right, Honourable Speaker. I know, Honourable Speaker, that this may not fit the stereotype for question period, but the honourable member is correct. The Creston area, it's not part of my riding, but it's part of the member's riding, and it does grow all of those things. In Cranbrook, our climate isn't quite as friendly as it is in the Creston Valley. Our soils are not quite as good as they are in the Creston Valley, but we do manage to have a farmer's market in Cranbrook. Honourable Speaker, it is possible on the good agricultural land that we have. We don't have very much of it, Honourable Speaker, but it is possible to grow a few things. We don't grow much in the way of fruit, but you can grow some carrots. In fact, Honourable Speaker, I want it on the record that myself and my wife actually grow vegetables in our backyard. Only a few feet from my door, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Member for Nelson Creston on a supplemental.
Yes, Madam Speaker. Well, if the minister opposite is growing carrots in his own backyard, the question is, why is he so full of hay? Madam Speaker, the minister did acknowledge, and I thank him for doing so, that agriculture is a major part of the Kootenay economy, and particularly in the Creston Valley. The Harrises have built a dairy farm with added value through their milk bottling and cheese factory. Dedeen Harris, a second-generation farmer, says that the ALR must be kept intact to ensure the viability of her family's business. Farmers like Nadine in the Creston Valley want to know, who did this minister consult when he decided to break up ALR? Because, Madam Speaker, it wasn't them.
Minister of Energy Mines.
Honourable Speaker, there is an understanding within the agriculture industry, excuse me, that in what the legislation refers to as Zone 2, outside of the area of the province that currently produces 85% of our food, and yes, it's correct that 90% of the ALR is out there beyond Hope, but that area, that huge area, actually produces only 15% of the food in British Columbia. And one would think that after 40 years, with that kind of a result where you have 90% of the land within the ALR producing 15% of the food, that perhaps it might be time to just take a look at what's happening, Honourable Speaker. And that's what the Core Review Committee did. In fact, Honourable Speaker, the head of the Kootenay Livestock Association, who was in Victoria when we made the announcement, and I quote,
Order.
I quote, Honourable Speaker, from the Fay Street, the Kootenay Livestock Association, "We have to make some changes, and this is a huge start." Honourable Speaker, I have quotations from Rhonda Dreger, the chair of the BC Agriculture Council. I've got a quotation from Linda Del Santi, the executive director of the BC Greenhouse Growers Association. I have a quotation here from Garnet Burge, the committee chair for the BC Grain Producers Association, all of whom support what the government is proposing to do. So I'm sorry that the member from Creston is offside on this. This is going to help agriculture in the rural areas of the province.